Hey everyone, it's Agnach here. Welcome to another video. In today's video I will show all our triples we had against our week 7 opponents in CWL Elite 15. Before we dive in, if you like the video, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to the channel so I can keep bringing you the best Aussie content in the big tournaments for Clash. So our group after week 6 looks like this. Top 3 teams remain the Japanese advanced or beginners who haven't lost yet, Veterans the Arms with only 1 loss, and a tie for 3rd place between us and Kansha. However, we haven't played our 6th match yet and they have. So this week we were facing ΕΠΙΛΕΚΤΟΙ. We ended up winning 39-38 and a very close destruction percentage as well. We had 9 triples to their 8th, very close war, and they were a tough opponent. I have started putting pictures of the bases triple at the beginning of my war videos. These are the bases we triple this war, and underneath you can see the armies we use. Finally, this was the base I triple. I ended up using Yara for it. My plan was to use the Warden at 10 to get rid of some defenses and start a funnel. Then use a baby drag and a couple of loons to create the other side of the funnel using the king to move towards the Warden. Then send rest of army in at 9:30 to pull Warden, super wall break into the infernal compartment, and a jump to move all the way into the eagle. While using the Warden turn, I would send Blink to the Town Hall, then start bats from 12 as we would only have 2 Wiz Towers left, so not much splash damage, and the RC from 2 to tank the first Wiz Tower. So let's look at how I went in my attack. Okay, so we started with a Warden walk, as I said, up there at 10. I sent a couple of sneaky goblins just to get rid of some of the collectors to help the Warden get rid of the defenses a lot faster, and I didn't have to use a rage for him. Put the loons in the baby drive, put the king as well just to continue the other side of the funnel. Once I was happy, I just sent the main army to pull my Warden. The king is also be pulling the whole army into that compartment. I sent a super wall breaker and they go in. I sent a couple of Cockaloons just to save my healers just in case there's any black mines. The first black mine comes up and gets my Cockaloon, puts the rage down, and then the jump I send my blimp in. So as I'm using my Warden ability, I can use the blimp. As you can see, a couple of mines there. One does hit my blimp but the other one doesn't, or it does but it's on the turn, so it doesn't matter. It goes all the way to the Town Hall and there's no splash damage at the Town Hall, so I can just get rid of it with my 3 super goblins and 2 yetis. Start the bats from 12, put the RC down there just to tank that Wiz Tower. That means that I got still 3 freezes left that I can use. The bats come down, the RC is there. I'm trying to freeze the RC but I missed. I only freeze the expos. I ended up freezing the other Wiz Tower just because it was hitting my other army. I should have waited a little bit longer on those freezes. So basically in this attack I was happy with it. However, I think my freezes should have been a little bit better. I think I wasted all 3 of them. However, all of the defenses were done and now it was just time to clear the rest of the base. So it was a pretty good attack. It was a very good base identification by Trent, and he told me Yara will get it, and he did. So that was my attack. Now I'll show you the rest of the attacks. This one is from Yara against Nico's Kali Texan. And I must say, Yara at the moment is doing amazing superhero. So he puts a couple of minions as his super goblins. I will be showing other superhero Lalons from him in the Aussie Malaysia CWL wars in the videos that I'm going to be bringing later. But okay, so he comes in with his King Queen, a wall breaker just to tank. He had the Ice Golem there as well that was tanking the Wrecker. The Wrecker doesn't even go through the first layer, but it does damage the wall. The King ended up going through there and gets rid of some of the defenses. The Queen just walks in and she gets rid of an eagle, 1 scattered, Goes to the other scatter with her ability and gets rid of it as well. Like, just getting rid of that much stuff with your heroes is just crazy. And he's creating a really good path for his loons to just go into the town hall. So now that he's finished with his superhero side of it, brings a couple of lava pups with the loons. I think that poison was meant to be a haste, so misses or swags the poison, and yeah, just stuff lying around. Uses the warning ability above the town hall, and then he freezes the back end. He has another freeze. The loons hit the tornado trap, but it's not enough. There's a lot of loons left, and this base is done. Puts a couple of minions throughout the base just to clear it all up, and this base is triple. For the third attack, I also wanted to show Yoda's second hit. He came in with a 6-pack in this wall. As I said, he's been on fire this month. So again, superheroes, but this time he's using the dragons and the bat, so a drag bat. So puts the RC in the queen, gets rid of that corner. He wants to get rid of the scatter shot and probably an expo. So the RC manages to get rid of one of the expos and the scatter shot. Queen uses ability. It just created that amazing funnel down there. I'm guessing he's going to be coming with his dragons, yep, straight into the town hall. So he uses the king on the other side at 12 just to create that funnel. You basically want to have a nice little corridor for your dragons, just like you do with hybrid. They come in, they hit the tornado trap, they're above the town hall. Uses the warden ability. No, he misses the warden ability. I'm guessing he wants to use it later. No, there it is. So he was a little bit late on his warden ability. Brings the blimp on the other side, gets rid of the other scatter shot, and he keeps the dragons in. Now he brings all his bats in. Now that Wiz Tower was being tanked, but I think he ended up getting rid of most of his bats. This is a freeze, only a few bats left, but he still has a lot of dragons alive. And not much space left. The only big concern are those single infernos. One goes down, there's one left. 3 dragons are heading that way, so hopefully they can overwhelm it. He uses a freeze instead, and that single inferno goes down. So now he only has that Wiz Tower and the Archer Tower around the 7 o'clock area, but he still has 4 dragons, the warden, and a few minions left. Uses the poison to slow down the king, and that's all done. Very nice 6-pack from Yara this wall. Now we've got Grey. This one I really like the attack. However, look at how much value he gets here with his blimp. He goes in, boom. I think he wanted to get the scatter shot and the inferno. Uses a rage, so blimp uses the rage, and he only gets rid of the Wiz Tower and the Archer Tower. Usually when you have something like that happen to your attack, it doesn't become a triple. Well, Gandalf managed to turn it around. So the good thing about that blimp is he manages to pull the enemy CC, which now he queen walks. I'm guessing he's now thinking, okay, I didn't get rid of that, now what can I do? So he puts a couple of super gobs there around the 5 o'clock area, getting rid of some storages. He's coming in with a hybrid, so now he puts his king at 530. The king is going to be able to get rid of the enemy king. The queen is just hitting all those defenses that the blimp didn't get. This is the king ability. Rage on the queen. Uses a normal wall breaker, didn't go in, so he uses the rest of his wall breakers. Scatter shot doesn't kill them, and they manage to open the wall, and the queen manages to step in. So she goes into that compartment, which is perfect. Now she can get rid of the expo, the scatter shot. If he freezes the inferno, he's going to be able to freeze the inferno, the RC, and the queen. No, he puts the warden in first. That's because there's no buildings that are gonna stall the miners, so he wants the warden to move forward before he sends the miners, just to make sure that the warden doesn't stay behind. Uses the warden ability perfectly over the town hall, and they keep going. Now you want to get rid of that eagle as soon as you can. The queen is hitting a wall, but thankfully now she's hitting the expo, and hopefully she goes through the wall to be able to get rid of that scatter shot. Uses the freeze to make sure that she doesn't go down from it. And the heal for the hybrid, he still has a lot of minus and hawks left. The RC is getting rid of the single inferno, which is one of her worst enemies. He goes down. He still has a fair bit of hybrid left. The queen is still alive with the healers, and the base is going down. He just has a few more defenses left. He still has the RC ability and the queen ability. After having that fail with his blimp, it's amazing what he did to turn this one around. It's just really good attack. The tornado trap goes on, but this base is done. Let's just clean up. So now we've got Trent. He is coming in with the hybrid. So puts the super goblins again there, then uses the loon, Cocoloon, a couple of more Cocoloons. Opens the compartment. I think those Cocoloons also managed to stall the scatter, and that way he was able to open that compartment with his queen. Now he freezes the king and the RC. That's gonna allow the queen to get rid of them. Puts the rage down. Now he's getting rid of that entire compartment. Okay, so the CC comes out, puts the poison down, put the siege barracks on the western side, and the king just to continue with that funnel. I think he wants that king to go into the town hall. Uses the king ability, but too many defenses on him, and the king goes down. So now he's got this hybrid going on. Most of it has gone to the expo, so they're missing the town hall. The hooks from the siege barracks are coming out. The town hall is not activated. Now it's activated. Uses the freeze to make sure that those hooks that are heading towards the town hall don't die. Uses the warden ability as well. Some of the miners are pathed into the town hall, thankfully, and they bring it down. And they keep going. The healers are now on some of the hybrid, but that's going down to that scatter shot. However, he still has the royal champ with her ability, and not many defenses left, and a few miners still going around. So now royal champ is coming to the scattershot compartment, goes to the scattershot, brings it down, and just the archer tower left, and then this base is done. Very well done by Trent. Now we've got Joel coming into a very common legendary base with the Yetis. So he starts with the Warden Walk on the 3 o'clock area, puts the king in the storage. He wants the king to move to 12, probably start tanking or get some of the health from the enemy king. He used the earthquakes to open the base into the town hall. So now that the king has funneled that area and the warden is funneling the 3 o'clock area, he's going to be able to bring his Yetis into those cannons. They will also pull the warden. When you're doing this kind of thing, one of the tips that I can give you, try not to make the warden get into the expo range. If the warden gets into the expo range, the healers will stay with the warden, and they won't be moving in towards your Yetis. That's one of the mistakes that I've done many times, and I've seen a lot of players do as well. Here comes the rage, and a second rage in the center. He has already used his warden ability. Town hall goes down, eagle goes down. He's got a freeze left, a little bit of base left. The queen is there in the center trying to get rid of the RC, walking around doing stupid things just like the queen does. She forgot that she can hit over walls, but no worries, she still gets the RC. Maybe she gets the single inferno though. and now she's hitting the wall with a single inferno on her, and she goes down, but the RC manages to get rid of the enemy RC. The Hawks from the siege barracks are helping her out, trimming all of the defenses around the perimeter. And now the only big defense there, the single Inferno, can get her, but he still has one freeze that he can use either on the Inferno or on the Teslas. Uses the RC ability. Skellies come out. I think maybe the freeze he could have used it on the Teslas, but it was fine using it on the Inferno, making sure the RC doesn't go down. That way she can get rid of the other two Teslas, and this base is done. He still had plenty of army left just in case the RC went down, so that's very well done by him. Then we've got Opal Poggy coming into another common base. I've seen this base quite a few times. He's coming in with a hybrid. So he puts the jump there to go into the town hall. The queen there, the queen is being funneled by the baby dragon in the south, and the king as well. He pretty much wants his queen to go straight into the town hall. If she goes there, she can get rid of the CC, a few expos, the town hall, hopefully the eagle. However, she's gonna be getting hit by a lot of stuff: the expos, the scatter shots, and the town hall. So let's see what he does here. First, the queen gets rid of all the CC. The king is getting rid of all the defenses to the south of the town hall. Puts the siege barracks down already to create the other side of the funnel. He wants to bring the hybrid into the single inferno, and he comes with the hybrid. He's hoping that the queen is gonna get that town hall. He still has one more rage left, and he freezes the sweeper and the scattershot, which was affecting the healers. The scattershot turns around and now goes towards the hybrid. The queen manages to get the town hall down, and she's now very low on health. Uses the ability, puts the heal into that inferno. He still has one more heal left. Uses the freeze to freeze the scattershot. Very good identification of the whole base. I'm not sure how he's looking at everything at the same time, but very well done by him. He keeps going. The heal is healing a few of the hogs left. They get sprung by the traps. The miners are still on that top compartment going towards the single inferno. The RC with a couple of hogs were getting rid of the defenses that the queen couldn't get. Uses the RC ability, and now the RC can get rid of all of the defenses here to the south. The miners are getting rid of the defenses to the north, and then they will all catch up into the mortar and then finish the base by clearing the trash buildings. Very nice raid against Priamos. The next attack is Top Gun Warrior. He's coming in with a hybrid and a Stone Slammer. Brings the queen at 9 o'clock. Wants to bring the queen into that single inferno compartment. So as with any hybrid, you want to get rid of one side of the funnel with your queen, then you want to get rid of the other side of the funnel with your king, and typically the siege barracks. However, he's bringing slammer. Some people as well, like if you have a ring, you want to use your hybrid around the ring and then send a blimp into the town hall. Yeah, slammer is not very common with hybrid, but let's see what Top Gun does here. So he's gotten rid of those two compartments. Now he's getting rid of the third compartment. He will break there to make sure that the queen can go out. He had his super wall breakers and his sneaky goblins. With the siege barracks, so he changed the slammer for a siege barracks. He comes to miners with the hogs, uses the priest for the single inferno, which was on the queen, puts the heroes down, the king to continue the funnel, and he wants those miners to go straight into the town hall. They're going to be getting hit by a lot of power here. The CC is coming out with the scatter shots hitting his hybrid, so he uses the Warden ability early on. Some of the hogs from the siege barracks end up trimming the outside defenses, which is good. The town hall is activated, but there's nothing in the town hall. However, the queen is beating on the wall and hopefully getting through into the town hall. Uses the queen ability. Miners are going around. Now they're heading into the town hall. The town hall goes down. Miners continue. This has got a P.E.K.K.A on the outside, clearing everything. The queen is locked by the single inferno, so she goes down. The RC is going towards the single inferno, and now she's going to be going down as well. She triggers the skelly trap, so the skelly trap can go out to the P.E.K.K.A. Now, when I was watching this live, I could only see the Barb King and the P.E.K.K.A, and I thought he was going to have no chance getting into the single. However, there's some sneaky miners there going underneath the barbs, which was pretty cool. I didn't see them until this moment when I was praying for something to get that single, and the miners come up and get rid of it. Very well done by Top Gun work. Now, finally, we've got TK, the leader of resistance. He's coming in with his hybrid. He uses the queen on the eastern side. Starting trimming some defenses. This is also a base that I've seen quite often. Uses the king just to try to funnel her, I'm guessing, into that scattershot area. Uses a super wall breaker to open that compartment. And the king is getting rid of that defense to make sure she goes in and only in. Uses a second super wall breaker that is going towards the expo compartment. That's going to allow her to keep moving in and get rid of that CC. Uses a third super wall breaker that is going to be going... Nope, went for a useless wall, but no, it still opens that compartment so she can keep going there. The lava and the nice golem come out, and she can get rid of them. With the super wall breakers, I tend to prefer just using two. The third one seems to just go to random walls that I don't want them to go, but I'm guessing it's helping TK move the queen all the way to the town hall, so maybe that's what he wanted to do. So the queen is now going all the way to the town hall, and he can now bring the hybrid from the south. He puts the siege barracks and the RC to funnel the hybrid and for them to stay within the center of the base. Now they're coming in and going straight into the two single infernos. Warden ability is used. Those compartments go down. Next step is the eagle, which you want to get rid of as soon as you can. Puts the freeze onto the single inferno. He still has a freeze left, a rage and a heal. Uses the heal for the hybrid, puts the freeze for the scattershot and the rage for the queen, which is still alive with the healers, and she's beating through the wall. Get rid of those defenses. The expo is being triggered. He still has a lot of army left, and the base is pretty much done. Just the cannon left, and he's got his triple as well. So now just clearing some of the garbage. Well done by TK. Oh, there we go. He still had a Tesla there. Lots of hogs and miners, and the heroes up still. Well guys, that's it from me. Really good war against ΕΠΙΛΕΚΤΟΙ. They really were a tough opposition. Hope you enjoyed the attacks. If you have, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. See ya.